Hello.
Hello.
Did you know, fun fact for all you fact fans, that the Chuckle Brothers don't have any children?
Do they not?
The Chuckle Brothers don't have any children. No, Paul and Barry don't have any kids at all between them. You know why that is?
Why?
Because one of them had a vasectomy, the other one had a vasectomy you. I stumbled on that.
Yeah. Could do better.
That's quite funny.
Where did you hear that?
Just on Instagram.
Just on Instagram.
Yeah.
Have you started calling the guy for your work the Chuckle Brothers yet?
I have pointed it out to them, and some of my team didn't realise that either, and now they find it really funny.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it that we started something.
I mean, it's just a shame for him and his brother.
Has he been called that before in his life?
Yeah. So when I brought it up to him, he just made the sort of face as if to say, "Oh fuck, you've realised it."
Not this again.
Yeah. How the hell are you?
Good, thanks.
Welcome back.
How are you?
All right.
You did it without me last week.
I did, and it was weird. I was just talking to myself. I don't know if it was any good or not. I'm assuming you haven't listened to it.
No, I can't. Well, I nearly said I can't listen to it because I don't like listening to myself. But I wasn't on it, so maybe I could listen to it.
Yeah, it was alright. It's already doing
better banter with me here.
Definitely much better banter because I couldn't really crack any jokes or anything. But you're back now.
I am.
Yeah. Do you like the new mixer that I got?
Toty.
It's Toty.
We're talking about cables again.
We're not talking about cables. We're talking about the little mixing desk, which
Toty.
was.
I actually forgot to even realise.
You forgot to realise. That's a sentence.
I just mean, I don't pay that much attention.
I forgot to react.
Oh my god, your new mixer is Toty. It's cute.
That's exactly what I'm after, and the sort of thing that you normally say as well.
When things are small,
Yes.
you say they're cute.
Mm-hmm.
Like your hands.
I've got small hands. Yes. That's
Cute.
well documented. Thank you. Welcome to episode 10. We're into double figures. Last week, I told the listeners that the 10th anniversary gift is tin.
That is true.
Which if tin or aluminium, because I thought it was tin because 10 sounds like tin.
That's not what it is.
Is it not? Do you know why it is?
No, I don't know why any of them are.
All right,
It's silly and made up.
So yeah, but I've not had anything through the door yet that's tin or. That was so weird.
I know.
Just as I said that, our living room door opened, but it's just a rabbit.
The rabbit's coming through the door and has made the door open, and now the tumble dryer's going in the background, so I need to go close the door.
Oh yeah,
so we can hear.
Yeah, we need to make it sound professional. So just thank you very much to everyone once again for downloading the podcast, for messaging us, supporting us, and all that sort of stuff. Amy is back for episode 10. Remember and share, like, review, give us a wee 5-star review and a little comment and stuff as well. Always appreciated. And it means we can get more listeners and stuff. So that's that sort of admin out the way. I have discovered a new thing. I mean, it's not a new thing. It's an old thing. It's a relatively recent thing. Almond milk. Quite like almond.
It's very
nutty.
hip.
It is very hip. Because I'm not a vegan in any way, shape or form. But I thought I would try it because it's like lower calories and it's meant to be better for you and stuff like that. And it's actually alright.
So have you been drinking it regularly?
Well, I've got it in my coffee just now.
Oh.
I don't usually take milk
Yeah, I
in
was
my
going to
coffee.
say, you don't even put milk in your coffee.
But this is different because it's not really milk. It's almond milk. Which is basically just almond water, really. But I don't know how it's yellow. Not yellow, white.
So someone I know that's a vegan said that since they became vegan, because they weren't always vegan, that people who consume dairy products smell like milk to them.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I thought that was quite interesting because it wasn't something I thought of.
Mm.
But they say like anybody that... So like there was like a group at work who were talking about it, and someone says, but I don't really drink milk, I don't really eat a lot of dairy products. It's like, but obviously still consume dairy to an extent, like cheese and stuff. And he was like, doesn't matter, it still smell like it's like people who take dairy products
weird.
smell like milk. It is weird, eh?
Yeah. See, that's the sort of thing that I now kind of want to try a little bit.
But how would you'd have to become vegan, I think, to become aware
I'll
of
just stay at maybe for like a month. I'll do Veganuary and then sniff you on the 1st of February.
There's your episode title.
Yeah, right.
Sniff you on the 1st of February.
I'll give you a right good sniffing. And it'll follow that up with milk.
Delightful.
I've got to 10 episodes. How? Somehow. Yeah. So almond milk is the way to go. Quite like it. Nutty. Right. We are going to start with the running stuff, because I ended with the running stuff last week, which is a weird concept, because I kind of went off on my own wee tangent. But we are now on week 7 of the running.
How many weeks of the Couch to 5K?
Couch to 5K is 9 weeks.
Oh,
so
nearly there.
So I've got 3 weeks left, because I've still got to do most of week 7, then week 8, then week 9.
Okay.
And then I'm done. And I'm feeling fantastic. I actually said to you today that I actually feel like I've lost a bit of weight, or yesterday. I feel like my moobs have shrunk a little bit.
Good.
So it's definitely...
Well, the last time you'd actually got to the half marathon level, you were like really skinny.
Yeah. So fingers crossed.
You've inspired someone to run through this podcast.
Spoke about that last week.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh.
Talking about Cara, I take it, yes?
Yes.
Yes. And also said obviously that Michael and her have signed up to the half marathon.
Yes. So me and Lynn, who's Michael's wife, and Rob, who's Cara's partner, are buzzing to get steaming and on marathon day.
I'm buzzing to get steaming as well on marathon day.
You're just to be 1 pint and like collapsed on the floor.
Yeah, but that pint's going to be so good.
So we'll have a great day out where we watch you guys be really fit and healthy. And
Is it like pink? Is it Pinky Braze or something it finishes?
Yeah, something like that. It is something like that.
I think it's got. I think it does have a bar at the end of it.
Yeah, I believe it does.
And I think you get a pint at the end of it.
And from what I've been told, I'm sure there's like burgers and stuff because you're supposed to eat like a massive meal after you've done it.
I don't see that being a problem.
No.
Especially if there's burger vans and beer.
Although I've been getting advice from people at work, like because of this podcast, they listen to it and they give me advice for you, which I then pass on to you. But they do it like on the work telephone.
Right,
so
okay.
like there's some inappropriate inappropriate.
Yeah,
like they're not inappropriate, but if people were listening and didn't know the context,
yeah,
it would sound
inappropriate. But like one of
inappropriate.
those comedy shows where you can only hear one side of the conversation.
Yes.
And it sounds really funny.
So like the other day it was about a product called Body Glide.
Yes, so I think episode 3, I think, the one that we done in the caravan, I was asking for tips on like chafing, because like boxers and stuff like that, because I mean it's just a fact of running.
Yeah.
A fact of life that it just happens, and it gets a bit sore down there after a few runs.
That's nice.
And
Well, he was saying to me, tell Stuart to get Body Glide, which is like a Vaseline. And then I jumped in thinking I knew what I was talking about. And I went, oh yeah, for nipples. So the people on my side of the conversation only heard me saying, yeah, for nipples.
Yeah, for nipples.
To
Yeah.
what they think is just someone that I work with and don't know. Like,
But then at his end, did he not say and for Boz as well?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there was.
Must have been.
We'll probably be reported
Hilarity
very soon.
ensued.
Yeah, it's fine.
And that was on a work phone as well. All calls recorded for monitoring and training purposes.
Sorry. So yeah, if anyone from my work listens to this and hears conversations like that with colleagues, it's purely
It's
only
all for
for
my
Stuart's
benefit.
running benefit.
It's my benefit. Sorry, guys. I don't ask for this stuff. It just comes at me. Funny.
There you go.
I know. Right. So, yeah. Doing well. 25-minute runs I'm on now. Constant
Yes.
25-minute runs.
Excellent.
Next run is tomorrow. Yeah. Well, what for you mean?
Yes.
Well, they're just going to get longer, so it's going to get even better for you.
Yeah, but then I think it'll come a point where I'm like, this is too long. Come back and save me from our children.
Yeah, that's definitely happen. There was something that the kids. So the past couple of days, the kids have like. Well, Riley especially has came up with like a couple of questions for me that has really made me panic. Like yesterday when
That was quite funny.
when
Yesterday.
our little pal was in. What was the question again? It was like
It was something about who was the very first baby.
who
or
was the very
something.
first baby?
I was in another room, just silently, not joining in, not helping, just silently laughing to myself to see how you were going to handle that situation.
and I thought I handled it with panic.
You did handle it because it's not only our child who we're allowed to say what we want to in order, like, but there was also like another person's child
Yeah.
in the house.
Yeah. I just kind of muddled my way. I don't.
Yeah, you didn't do
I
very
don't think
well.
I gave an answer.
No, I think you
I
just
think I just went,
deflected.
what? But Riley asked me another one today when she was in the bath. She says, they've had a book, a book about
book?
lifeguards or something like that. And she was pretending to read the book to Blair, but she was making up her own story. And then she went, there was a man in the sky. I was like, oh God.
God.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's going to start a conversation. But then she ended it with flying an airplane. I was like, oh God, thank goodness. I don't have to go through that. So yeah. What are you up to? Up to much?
About 5'4". The oceans are the best, man. Sorry, I'm a little bit deliriously tired tonight.
What have you been doing with yourself?
It's for me to know. Sorry.
Almost spat my almond milk out there.
I'm sorry. I'm not with it.
Been up to anything exciting apart from working?
No, not really.
Because you're back at work.
Have I?
Are you
Not
enjoying?
really.
Are you enjoying being back at work?
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah.
It's alright. Like riding a bike,
Great.
back on the horse,
Yep.
you know? That's fine. Actually, I had an arc and it is a work related. It's something that work
And
has...
a work arc.
A work arc. It's not just work, but being back at work has made me realise it's become more of a common occurrence, basically.
What has?
My arc.
All right. Do you want me to just do the arc just now?
Yeah,
Okay, go for it.
my work arc.
Yeah, what is your work arc?
So, I don't know if this... Well, it probably does happen to men, but it probably happens to women more frequently.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to do with public toilets. Or like communal, toilets like in work or in...
Yeah.
Also in supermarkets and stuff, right?
Mhm.
Like, so in
we
work
gonna-
we
are
have 4 stalls.
We're not going to get any like trans issues in this, are we?
No,
Okay,
not
good.
anything like that.
Okay, good.
And the toilets are usually quite quiet at work.
Mhm.
You're on lunchtime, it's a bit busier, but most of the time it'll just be you in there, or maybe like you and one other person.
Yep.
I don't know how many cubicles you get the choice from in a man's toilet,
Mm-hmm.
but we have 4 in work, and that's a bit standard anywhere you go, unless you're like in a big shopping centre where there's hundreds, right?
We have one
Okay, so then you don't have
in
a
work
choice.
in the work toilet.
So my arc is right when you go into the toilet and there's maybe somebody washing their hands or just gone out,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got 4 empty cubicles.
Yep.
And the one that you go in is clearly the one they've just been in.
Oh yeah, like you can smell the.
Yes, it stinks and it's like warm.
Ugh, and the seat's warm.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
And there's
Gross.
still skid marks on the seat and
And
stuff.
women obviously have more things going on
Yep.
in the toilet, and it's just sometimes gross. I'm like, what? How? Why? No, stop it.
Just like babies in there.
What? Disgusting. But yeah, I hate when I accidentally or like inadvertently choose the one toilet that someone's already been in. It doesn't
Yeah.
annoy me so much if there's 4 in and then you go next. Like, you don't have a choice, obviously.
Yeah, but
But-
that makes it worse. That makes it.
Yeah, but then that's just like waiting in the line for a toilet, like at a sports
Yeah.
game or a whatever
Yeah.
theatre show. Like, that's fine, but you don't have a choice. But like when there's 4 or more and there's a choice and you end up in the stinking one, the one that's clearly still
you can't-
flushing from the last person.
Yeah, but then you can't then
Exit.
to that person unless if you're in by yourself.
Yeah,
Fine,
if you're still
you can
in
go
by
out and
yourself,
choose another
change.
cubicle. But
Yeah.
if there's somebody washing their hands, you can't just be going in and then
Get out, obviously. Yeah,
fucking hell. I don't know who was in there, but
exactly. But then
Yeah.
likewise, I suppose I feel uncomfortable the other way around. If
Yeah.
I'm the one washing my hands and someone goes in the toilet I was just in,
yeah.
even though I know I've left it in a clean and
Yeah.
reasonable state, I still
Yeah.
think, oh, you're not going to enjoy that.
But I really don't enjoy, because obviously at my work it is just the one cubicle. But there's a urinal which is open, and then a cubicle with a toilet, and it's just not pleasant. I mean, especially if you really need to go, and that person's just been in, and you know who that person is. In fact, the fact that you know who the person is as well.
Yeah, it's probably worse at your work given the ratio of men.
Yeah,
Like, so there's not many other folk just going to give each other eye contact
No.
for the rest of the day.
it's not pleasant. But yeah, I get that. I don't really have an arc as such, but I have a observation. Right, so I went to the petrol station the other day, and I was getting I'll admit my car is quite stinking at the minute. But I went and got a magic tree, like a white one, an Arctic white or something it is, and I put it up, and I looked at it. Question for you: have they always been called little trees, or have they been called magic trees? Because on it, you know the little. Everybody knows what I'm talking about with magic trees. If you don't know, if you're not for this country, if you're listening, whatever, it's like an air freshener in the shape of a tree.
No way.
If people don't know, I'm saying, it's in the shape of a tree, and it's all different scents and stuff like that. But I'm 100% positive they've always been called magic trees. But in the middle of it, it says little trees. Is that?
I can't say I've noticed.
Wait now. Pause. Sorry about that. We had to pause the podcast briefly because we couldn't hear you. So I went to a comedy club on Friday.
You've been wanting to go to it for ages.
So in Bathgate there is a. Should I name it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't put other people through that.
In Bathgate there's a comedy club at the Regal Theatre, and I am not a stand-up comedian. I don't think I could ever be a stand-up comedian because the actual pressure on stand-ups is insane. The fact that you've got to go up on stage and prove to people that you're funny must be a very difficult job, and I admire anybody that does it. However, they do a comedy show at the Regal on the first Friday of every month, and I went with my mate Ben for the first time ever, and it was woeful. Absolutely woeful. There was the compere who was just basically doing like basic banter with the crowd. Me and Ben, we both have slight beards. I wouldn't say we were bushy.
No, definitely not.
Ben's more bushy than me, but definitely not to the level of a Viking, which this compere decided to point out the two people in the audience who had beards and went, Vikings have beards. So we'll just call you Vikings, and we're like, right, okay, we're not. Then what else was there?
I'm trying to find the text that you sent me that night because I
don't think some of the words. I don't think we can.
No, obviously I wouldn't say it word for word, but I was trying to find it because it's like out of context again. You'd be like, "What on earth are you at?"
I got it. Okay, I got it here.
Okay.
So there's a African Frenchman from Easterhouse who forgot all his jokes after 2 minutes. That was one guy. The second guy was a Frankie Boyle look and sound alike. He looked like him. He definitely sounded exactly like him. He even came on stage and did that whole, I know I look like Frankie Boyle and I look like Harry Potter if he was ginger. He did actually say that. But he also made a pedometer joke. Now, the old pedometer joke was first. I think it was first made in a TV show called Trolleyed way back in like 2009 or 2010. It was quite funny because the person got a pedometer and they were calling it a pedometer, and it was quite funny. And there's been a couple of comedians that have done it in the past, and it's been quite funny. But in 2023, it's just no funny. Nah. So he made that joke. There was a guy who was a cross between Amy's stepdad, Jeff, and Doc Brown from the Back to the Future movies. And pretty much his whole set was reading a letter that he got from Scottish Gas and commenting on that. Wasn't funny at all.
Was it Jeff? Because he works for Scottish Gas.
It wasn't, no. Well, I don't know. Could have been.
No, he was babysitting my kids, so if he was at the Regal, I've got questions.
He didn't sound like him. And then there was a Latvian woman who was not Latvian. She put on the most stereotypical Russian accent. And I don't think anybody from Latvia actually speaks this, but it was like, oh, hello, I am from Latvia, and my boyfriend, and the whole set was talking about how she moved over to Scotland, and her boyfriend took her to, my boyfriend took me to Old Firm game, and you have the green team, and you have the blue team, and that was basically all she went on for. And then the punchline of the whole set was that her boyfriend bought her a pie in Bovril, but you could see the joke coming 5 minutes before she got to the punchline, but because she didn't know what a pie was. But everybody in the room knows what a pie is because we're all from Scotland. And she brought a brown paper bag with a pie in it to show us what a pie looked like, to show us what her boyfriend had brought her back from the stalls, and a Bovril as well.
So basically, what we're saying is it was rubbish.
It was really bad. Although I did speak to a couple of guys who were there, and they said that it's not usually like this. It's usually a lot better, especially in the run up to like the Fringe and stuff. Like you'll have maybe bigger name acts come in and trying out their stuff in smaller venues.
So try a better time of year next year then.
So if you're in Bathgate and you want to go to the comedy club, I would recommend you going.
Are you going to start trying to plug it now after you just ranted on it?
I would recommend you go.
What
I've done is I've just went to the worst one, right? So after that, it can only get better.
You hope.
I hope. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, we have a Am I the Arsehole?
Yeah, that you've stolen from me.
I've stolen from you, and apologies for it, but I thought I would do this one.
You make me do this podcast, you want me to be interested in it, I try and be interested in it, I come up with a feature, and within 2 weeks, you've taken it from me.
Yeah, just this week though. You can be the arsehole next week. Right, so this is, it must be an American guy, so it's quite a long one. My ex-wife and I divorced about 4 years ago after 12 years of marriage. We have 2 kids together, 10 and 8.
That's funny names.
What? Fuck's sake. We live about 30 minutes apart and have split custody, but the kids live with me primarily during the school year because I live in a much better school district. The kids spend 3 weekends a month with their mum during this time. My ex and I co-parent pretty well in my opinion and usually get along fine. My ex remarried a little over a year after our divorce, move fast that woman, and has 3-year-old twins with her new husband. Are you following so far?
Yes.
She also now has 2 stepkids who are aged 13 and 11. So when my kids are visiting their mum, there are 6 kids in the house. My kids hate it because they never truly feel like they are at home because their mum's attention is divided so much between all the kids, especially their young half-siblings. They tell me that they never do any activities when they're there. They pretty much always just stick around the house because it's so much work for my ex and her husband to handle that many kids.
Fair.
So I make it a point to do something fun one weekend a month. I have the kids at home. Camping, sports events, museums, zoos, fairs, festivals, etc. My kids and I really look forward to planning and doing these things together. My ex has started asking me if it would be possible to include her stepkids in some of these activities because they're getting jealous of all the fun things my kids are doing. This turned into an argument recently because I told her to stop asking because her stepkids are not my kids and I have zero desire to build any kind of relationship with them. I told her that the only thing stopping her and her husband doing fun things with the kids is themselves. She told me it's a lot of work with 6 kids and I wouldn't understand. I told her it was her choice to marry a man with kids and to have more kids herself, and that isn't my problem.
Correct.
She told me it would be fun bonding experiences for our kids and the stepkids, and it would mean a lot to her if I would help her out with that. I told her that making her life easier is no longer something I'm required to do, and if she and her husband can't handle all the kids at the same time, then I'm more than willing to revisit our custody agreement so I can have our kids more often if that would make her life easier.
Okay.
That pissed her off and she called me an arsehole for being petty about this. I ended up telling my kids that they should try and refrain from telling their mum and step-siblings too much about the activities we do together. They don't really understand why, because we've always told them that they can tell us anything, but I explained it to them the best I could. I do feel bad about that part because I want them to know they can be honest with both their parents, but that seems to be the easiest way to keep the stepkids from getting jealous. So who's the arsehole in this situation, Amy?
The mother.
Yes.
100%.
Absolutely.
That's not...
When you first... When the actual headline came out, it was like... It was veered towards the dad being the arsehole. So it was like, man refuses to help ex-wife out with kids.
Yeah.
That's sort of how the headline was.
If it was like him, because he could afford to do it, or was like making more money, like he could afford to do it, and it was only those kids that were involved, then it's a bit like dickish if he's like rubbing in her face, like he can take them out and do fun things all the time with them.
Yeah.
But she can't, and it might be a financial thing. She's got 6 kids now, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
But she can't expect him to then take on that as well.
No.
She needs to divide her time better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
I agree. Total agreement.
Easy peasy that.
Easy peasy that. Well, should we just bang a gavel or something?
I feel like divorce is a good situation for people.
Trying to say something? You trying to tell me something?
No.
Is this how I find out?
No. Oh my god, why would you No, right,
I'm
but
just bourgeois.
some people want to just like have time without their children, right?
Yeah.
And like have like a bit of that side life back. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But divorce
That
is
guy's
the way
got it
forward
made.
for that, because literally you've got childcare where the other person has to have the children like
Yeah.
a certain
Three weekends. That guy has got it made. See, if I was that guy, I wouldn't revisit the custody agreement.
No.
I would just keep it exactly as it is.
School run and all week,
love
and
my
then
kids.
that's it.
Yeah.
No bad, like
Exactly.
divorce is the way forward. You won't get divorced.
No. I mean, I do like the idea of
Having
more
3
time
weeks
to
of-
myself.
See what I'm saying? I think divorced people have got it made, like.
Okay. Well, that's the episode title. Should we get divorced? That'll
Nah, but
that'll
then
draw people in.
who would like do the dishwasher?
Was
I
that?
just have a really, really dirty house and no dishes.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
not a really dirty house, just a really dirty kitchen.
We're quite good that way. So we kind of, in terms of like the housework and stuff, we sort of split it
Yeah.
nicely.
We know what each other don't mind doing.
Yes. Your strength is
Everything except the
everything.
dishwasher.
And I'm really good at the dishwasher, and that's enough, apparently. Right, that's just over half an hour.
That's it. It feels like 6 years.
Is there nothing else you want to bring up?
No.
Because you just want to go to sleep.
I just... Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for listening to episode 10.
Can we just talk about the biscuits briefly?
What? Because I took my own wee stash of biscuits.
This is like what I mean, right? So he's brought through biscuits for us to eat, which we can't eat when we're recording because it will sound like and that'll be disgusting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've brought through a communal plate of biscuits,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. There's only me and you here,
Yeah.
right? There was 3 of each kind: 3 Jammy Dodgers, 3 Oreos, 3 ginger nuts. I wasn't going to eat 9 biscuits. So why you felt the need?
All I did was move a couple of biscuits over to my side.
You've took them off the communal plate and put them away over there in the corner, away from me. Like, you're not having these, I'm having these.
I don't see what the problem
These
is.
are the best 3 biscuits.
I was like, oh, I'll fancy just one of each. So I just thought I would make a wee stash.
Well, what's with the communal plate then? You should have just brought a stash of 3 each. Although, you know, I don't want to touch the ginger nuts.
Yeah. And why do you not want to touch ginger nuts?
It's because when I was a baby, no. When
Nope.
I was pregnant
When you had a baby.
and I was sick all the time, every single fucking person felt the need to tell me that I should eat ginger nuts.
And you did. You
It did not
obliged.
It did not help. Nothing helped.
Yeah, I don't think they said eat nothing but ginger nuts though.
That's pretty much what I could eat though at the time was biscuits.
Yeah.
But if I see another ginger nut, I will.
Yeah, I'll just take these off the
Put
communal
those
plate
over
then
there. Take
and
those
put them over in my little pile.
Yeah.
Right? See? No ginger nuts left. You happy now?
Yes.
Good. Right. Well, thanks for listening. We will be back same time, same place, next week with more Hit the Wall. Episode 11 next week. 11.
11.
11.
11.
11.
I literally can't say 11 now without saying that.
And neither can I. Keep listening, keep subscribing, keep sharing, keep reviewing, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Good night.